climate change and ice melt in Pakistan. Pakistan is particularly vulnerable to climate change, which significantly affects the rate of ice melting and the availability of meltwater for agriculture. Here are key impacts. 1. Accelerated ice melting glacier retreat. Pakistan is home to some of the largest glaciers outside the polar regions, particularly in the Himalayas and Karakoram ranges. Research indicates that these glaciers are retreating at an alarming rate, with some estimates suggesting a loss of around 46 billion tons of glacial ice annually. Future projections. If current trends continue, it is projected that glaciers in the Hindu Kush Himalayan region could lose 1/3 of their mass by 2100. This could have dire consequences for water availability in the region. 2. Impact on water resources. Dependency on meltwater. Approximately 70% of Pakistan's surface water comes from melting glaciers, which feed into major rivers like the Indus River. As glaciers shrink, the flow of meltwater may initially increase but will decline over time, leading to significant water scarcity. Water stress. The Pakistan Council of Research in Water Resources anticipates that water availability could decline by 30% by the year 2050, exacerbating water stress for agriculture and drinking supplies. 3. Altered agricultural practices. Changing irrigation patterns. The timing of meltwater availability is crucial for agriculture. As glaciers melt earlier in the year, farmers may face water shortages during the peak growing season, negatively impacting crop yields. Crop vulnerability. Key crops such as wheat, rice, and cotton, which rely heavily on irrigation from glacial meltwater, may see reduced yields. For instance, the Indus Basin, which supports over 80% of Pakistan's agricultural land, could face significant declines in crop productivity due to altered water availability. 4. Increased risk of flooding glacial lake. Outburst floods, GLOFs. Rapid glacial melting can lead to the formation of glacial lakes, which pose a risk of flooding. Pakistan has experienced several GLOFs, notably in the Kagan Valley and Hunza Valley, which can devastate agricultural land, infrastructure, and communities. Flood events. The 2010 floods in Pakistan, which were exacerbated by glacier melt and heavy rainfall, displaced over 20 million people and caused agricultural losses estimated at around $5 billion, illustrating the threat posed by climate-induced flooding. 5. Soil erosion and degradation. Soil loss, increased flooding, and erratic rainfall patterns can lead to soil erosion and degradation, reducing the fertility of arable land. The FAO estimates that soil degradation affects 20% of Pakistan's agricultural land, which is compounded by the impacts of climate change. Food security threat. The degradation of soil quality can diminish agricultural productivity, threatening food security for a population that is heavily reliant on agriculture for both sustenance and economic stability. Conclusion. The impacts of climate change on ice, melting, and agriculture in Pakistan are profound, leading to water scarcity, increased flood risks, and challenges to agricultural productivity. Without substantial efforts to adapt and mitigate these effects, the agricultural sector, and by extension the economy and livelihoods, faces significant threats in the coming decades.